Hey you. Yeah. You over there. I'll get some Mario Tennis recaps that I know you're dying to hear. The crowd has arrived and they're excited. This is where things get serious. EU is looking to destroy even more. Rule 1 are on a massive underdog run. And I guess NA are playing. Come join me as we can see what happened on day number 3. The day begins with a banger of a series. Rule 1, the best team coming out of the Middle East taking on the South American powerhouse of complexity. A series defined solely by speed and goal line saves, Rule 1 came into this series looking to push further in the tournament for the chance to get Mina another slot at the World Championship. Top 4 is needed, this is just the first step. Complexity started off the series in nail-biting fashion. A 0-second winner per game 1 is just a taster of the intensity of this series we'll see. The games continue and Rule 1 get back on their feet. A 1-goal differential for game 2 and 3, Rule 1 are able to slip ahead to a series lead. And game 4 tied up for so long, so many saves being made. A final push for Rule 1 is all that is needed to secure the game and series, and the Middle Eastern underdogs take out complexity and leave North America with only one team left. Match number 2. The last hope for NA versus the only EU team in the lower side. Gen G are the only team left in the tournament coming from North America, with Chronic being the only player from North America who remained here in Boston. Team Liquid, a squad of hungry youngsters looking to make their way through the lower bracket run and get their first major win. Game 1 comes and it's a disaster clash from Liquid. Destroyed 6-2, Gen G were unchallenged. Jack able to tie the LAN goal record with 5 goals in a single game, and it was a worrying look for the young side. Game 2, although a much closer affair, is after a 4-minute overtime where Gen G take the win and send themselves to match point. Of course though, it would not be the Boston Major without a reverse sweep attempt, and Liquid turned things around quickly and comfortably. One game 3 and a win in game 4 for Liquid means that you've got to get your brooms out as the reverse sweep is on the minds of everyone. This was North America's last hope and they might have got reverse swept out of the tournament. A perfect start for the NA side, a 2-0 beginning for game 5, but with 11 seconds left Liquid did make it 2-1. A last second attempt from Liquid, the shot was good, but it wasn't enough to get past the Gen G defense. The ball falls to the ground and the crowd erupts, and Gen G denied the reverse sweep and stayed alive. What's the colour? Blue. A sentence uttered by someone who you asked what colour the Moist Esports logo is, and also uttered by every Karmine Corp fan in the world. A rematch between two former teammates, Joyo and Vatira. The first of our best of 7 matches, the upper semi-finals, finally get underway. Game 1 was something I can only describe as a messy affair, but an affair that Karmine Corp did come out on top by the end, and after the quick overtime, it was an easy win for them to get. Game 2, the mistakes were cleaned up on both sides, but even still for Moist, after some incredible goals, it was not enough to take down that blue wall, and a 2-0 lead was granted to Karmine Corp. Even after calling a timeout, Moist still couldn't get their head in gear. The crowd echoes with chants of blue as Game 4 approaches. Karmine are hunting for that sweep over their EU counterparts. Game 4 may have been won by Moist and the sweep denied, but it was nowhere near enough. Karmine take Game 5 and win the series 4-1. Karmine send themselves to the upper finals, top 3 guaranteed. Meanwhile, Moist play Rule 1 later today for a place in Championship Sunday. The fourth match of the day was the upper semi-final once again. This time it is reigning world champion BDS against 3 consecutive regional champions in Vitality. A match many would expect to see tomorrow in the grand finals was an exciting one to watch. The LAN rookies then once again battle it out on the big stage, this time in front of a crowd. Game 1 was a goalless affair for 7 minutes, but it was Rise, the Englishman on BDS, who was able to finish and find them the Game 1 victory. In Game 2 there was no change. Rise looked unstoppable on the pitch, and with a 5-2 game win for BDS, I don't think I can say that Vitality were playing that game. Even after a timeout, Game 3 still couldn't be won by the European champions. Another dominant performance sent BDS to match point. Although Vitality tried for the comeback win in Game 4, it was nowhere near enough and BDS made it to the winners finals winning 4-1. Vitality now are in the lower bracket where Gen G await. If they want to make the championship Sunday, they have got to take them down. Meanwhile, BDS will face the Bluewell Karmine Corp in the upper finals tomorrow. Down to the lower side for our penultimate match of the day. Rule 1 at this stage had a chance to make it to Championship Sunday, get another team to the World Championship, and also push themselves to the main bracket of the World Championship. Moist Esports were looking to play spoiler and get another EU team into the top 4. Alongside that, with a Moist win, version 1 would also make it to the World Championship. Game 1 and 2 of this series were both incredibly close games, down to the wire, going to overtime, but it was Rule 1 who were able to win both of these overtimes, sending themselves 2-0 up in the series. Moist called a timeout after to try and recuperate, and it paid off tremendously well. A great shot from Joyo in OT meant that Moist were in a position to really push back on Rule 1. Rule 1 wouldn't give them much time though. Another overtime later, it was a 1v1 scenarios where Moist really got punished, and Rule 1 were able to win Game 4 to make it to match point. Joyo refused to lose the series so early. Every Moist goal was almost always determined by something that Joyo did on the pitch. The man was on a mission and succeeded in keeping Moist alive for another game. As they made it to Game 6 though, it was the mass amounts of heroics done by Joyo, still not enough. Moist couldn't keep up, and a bump goal from Mawson to clutch up means that Rule 1 made it to Championship Sunday, the main event of the World Championship, and got another MENA team to the World Championship with version 1 left in the dust. The final match of the night was Vitality versus NA's Last Hope, Gen G. Gen G were looking hot earlier with their win against Liquid, and Vitality having a shaky series against BDS gave the North American fans a lot of hope in their two English players. Game 1 began and it wasn't looking the best for Vitality. A lead for Gen G and some mistakes being made, but Vitality were able to clean up the issue and Game 1 went their way relatively comfortably. Game 2 and 3 were similar stories, this time without the mistakes being made at all from Vitality. Incredibly clean gameplay, this European powerhouse really showed how they won so many events. Only needing one more game, Gen G and the whole NA crowd were terrified. Unfortunately for the NA team, Vitality were simply unbeatable this series and they swept the NA hopefuls out of the tournament 4-0. Looking into Championship Sunday, EU are as dominant as they have been all tournament. The first ever event to have 0 NA teams in Championship Sunday, it feels like a massive change for the RLCS. Down in the lower side it is the massive underdogs of Rule 1, trying to make this underdog run of a lifetime, but they have Vitality in their way to try and make top 3. Over at that upper side it's a battle of the French, BDS and Karmine Corp be fighting for a spot in the final. This major has been incredibly exciting and I cannot wait for Championship Sunday. And don't forget, I'll be here for a recap if you ever need it.